Welcome to Convicted Hearts, where we keep our hearts convicted. My name is Jen. I'm your host. If you're new, if you guys are returning subscribers, supporters, family, you already know what it is. Much love to all of you. I want to talk to you guys today about something that caught my attention, that pissed me off, and I want to see what you guys have to say about it. So, I'm probably not the only one, I don't think, that follows like your local crime watch pages or whatever's going on in your town, right? On Facebook. I'm not like a common Facebook user, but I do keep in touch with like my older, my great aunts, my grandma, some relatives that still, you know, mess with Facebook. So I'm going to read you part of this post that I saw. And this was from the Salinas Police Report, or sorry, excuse me, Salinas. This was from the Salinas Police Department Facebook page. And I'm going to first, but before I go into this, I want to let you know this young lady was found safe and returned home. So I don't want you to worry. And I'm going to read you the report as it says. I'm going to leave out her name because she is a minor. But just listen, see what the report says, and then I'm going to read you some comments. And I want you guys to tell me what you think about the kind of people that make comments like this. Okay. On June 25th, 2022, V, 16, left her home and was reported missing. The Salinas Police Department has conducted an extensive investigation in the hopes of finding V. As of today, we have not been able to locate her. She was last seen wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, black shorts, and white shoes. We have reason to believe V is with Adrian C. And I won't repeat the rest of the name, but the age is 35 years old, and V is 16. We are asking the community to help find V and bring her home safely. If anyone has information on her or the accused location, please contact the Salinas Police Department. It gives their number. If you wish to remain anonymous, it gives a tip line. Then after that, it shows two pictures. And the first is of the young lady, and the second picture is of this 35-year-old man. Now, the first thing I noticed when I saw this picture is she looks like a typical teenager, in my opinion. She's not smiling. She's got a beanie on, a hoodie. She looks like whatever, take the picture. Some people might say she's trying to look tough or she's mad dogging the camera, whatever. Most teenagers, in my opinion, don't take a picture like they want to be there when it's like their parent or someone taking it, right? It's different when they're posting their own social media, but that's what I noticed. I did notice there was something small under her eye, but honestly, I didn't pay it much attention at first. What really caught my attention and bothered me primarily was a 16-year-old girl with a 35-year-old man who's not her relative, and her family is reporting her missing. That's a problem, right? So, being a mom, I immediately went to the comments and was like, oh, I wonder if she was found, like, what's going on? And I noticed comments, and I'm actually shocked. I'm taken back by the amount of people who are basically implying that this young lady was asking for it. She wants it. She knows what she's doing. Look at her. She looks grown. She looks like she knows exactly what she wants type of comments. There was very few that spoke out for her. I did make a long comment. I'll read mine. Until I made my comment, I noticed nobody speaking up for her. Not that I'm the hero or anything. She was returned home without my help. I'm just saying, within this post, there was basically a ton of adults, women and men, judging this child. And here's why. She had a small tattoo underneath her eye. Yeah. So because of that tattoo, all of these people made the assumption that she basically wanted it, deserved it, knew what she's doing, and basically like, what's the big deal? Look at her. She wants to be grown. Let her be grown. Here's one. Some young girls say that they're older. That's true. I mean, they probably do. So maybe that's why this guy hung out with her intentions. I'm not sure. We're out here to hurt people. Very sad situation. Yeah, I agree. That one was recent. And these are more of the ones that were pretty much after she was found. So let me just go ahead and read mine. Okay, so my comment after seeing there was a missing 16-year-old child with a 35-year-old male was, after I saw the crappy comments about people saying she wanted it, she deserved it. Here's what I had to say. To all of the people judging this young lady for a face tattoo, please consider this could be your daughter, sister, or niece. Her having a face tattoo doesn't change the fact that she's with a 35-year-old man who has most likely groomed her into this and has plans to use her in unimaginable ways. God forbid she were to read these ignorant comments if she's really looking for help. So that had like 30 reactions to it, and a couple idiots actually were laughing at it. And I'll give a little insight as to what type of people they were. There was one lady who, at first, I read her comment and I thought she was trying to come for me. She said, "Wow, I honestly can't believe what I just read. She's a child and has some support, some sort of parental influence. Obviously, is allowed to do things that other 16-year-olds don't." I'm assuming she meant a face tattoo. So I had replied to her and said, I'm not sure what her personal parental influences are, but I do recognize that she is a missing child. I believe a 16-year-old girl that is assumed to be with a 35-year-old male is a problem. That is a problem. I pray she is found, she receives support and guidance. Then I'm not sure if this lady backtracked or if, she just felt like I was calling her out, which I wasn't. I was just trying to correct the situation because I thought a lot of people were going in on a child. Then this lady replied, what I'm getting at is she's already been down a path that most kids don't travel. I feel it's the adult's duty to teach and show them right from wrong. Again, there was no backstory given about this girl. There was no, oh, she grew up on this side of town. She's from a broken home. These people literally saw a picture of this girl with a small tattoo under her eye, and everyone on there that commented about it said it was a teardrop. And oh, she had to have killed somebody. I zoomed in on the picture and it's not a teardrop. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like a figure eight, an eight. I don't know if that's a gang sign. I really don't care. All I cared about is that the young lady be returned home. So just the amount of people that, okay, here's this genius right here, Spence. Actually, no, he says to me, this cannot be my daughter, niece, sister, or my daughter, sister, or niece. Excuse me, it kind of pisses me off just seeing it already. They were raised better than this. Maybe it could be yours, since this is normal to you. We don't have this in our bloodline. I found this pretty humorous, so I had to engage. Shots fired. So I had to tell him, you and your bloodline sound like a real class act. Fortunately, this is nothing like my daughters have known or experienced. Nice try, though. I see where you were going with that. My concern was, and is, for the missing minor, period. Prayers for the young lady and any other child missing, regardless of other people's judgment. Then we get this genius, Eduardo, who just puts a bunch of laughing faces. So I'm thinking, what's so funny about a missing girl? I'm not sure what the humor is in that. So I just had to ask, Eduardo, are you pro-perv, or is this little girl, or do you feel like this little girl is asking for it? Because it looks pretty weird that you're laughing about this story, just saying. He replies, no, Captain Just. She is just looking for that kind of life, okay, Raren? I'm assuming he meant to spell Karen, but apparently his spelling is as poor as my reading, so Eduardo, get help. I'm done with him at this point. I just put, oh, okay, so you know her then. Got it. Basically, my point is, what kind of people are we if we can look at the picture of a child, see a young lady, brown skin, a small tattoo under her eye, in a picture where she's not smiling, she's looking like a typical teenager, that she's probably in a pissed off mood. Somebody, her mom or dad took a picture of her. That happened to be the picture they chose to show. This is what she looks like. They line this up next to this creep that she's with. And everybody in the comments, rather than saying, what the hell is wrong with this grown-ass man being with a 16-year-old, they attack the 16-year-old girl. Now, I don't care how grown she thinks or thought or possibly implied by other people is, allegedly, that's wrong. If they wanted to go in on someone other than this creep, alleged creep, then they should have gone in on the family. At that point, your parents are still responsible for you. I'm sorry. I have children that age and older, and never would I allow this to go on under my nose without making a big fuss about it. And that's kind of what the point it brings me to is, throughout all of these comments, I don't know if it's because maybe her family was ashamed, embarrassed, maybe they were just too distraught that she's missing, maybe authorities told them not to say anything, but nobody spoke up for her. And that is what really ticked me off, because I thought, what if she is out there and she's looking at these comments? It's really possible she did take off on her own. I know that happens. I'm not ignorant. But the fact that everyone jumped to assume that she's asking for this before even hearing the full story or even asking a question is pretty disgusting and says a lot about our community. Yeah, and one of the most recent comments said V was kidnapped. She did not go on her own. So if, for example, that comment is from someone in her family, that just goes to show what dumbasses all of you are that commented saying this young lady wanted it. And she looks like she deserved it. She looked like she knew what she was doing. So I'm sorry. I know I normally don't curse or act a certain way. It's not like I went in using a bunch of curse words, but it does make me angry. And I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. I'm sure you guys do see, missing reports and things like that in your hometown. I do keep up with stuff like this when it's posted. Like my local law enforcement posted missing children. If there's been a home broken into in my area, yeah, I want to know what's going on. So I normally don't comment on it, but this one just rubbed me the wrong way. There's a kid missing, and you really have the nerve to look at a picture of her, see a small tattoo on her face, and immediately jump to she knew what she was doing. And there is over 28 people that reacted to that one comment I made, and 2 of them were laughing. One of them is named Maria, and one Novoa, so a male and a female. And I just think it's pretty disgusting. And it goes to show that it doesn't matter if it's man or woman. There's people that are equally just as ignorant about what grooming is. And the fact that this man probably was very well tuned into this young lady's family and how to get at her and knew what her weaknesses were. Allegedly. I don't know the full story. I'm just trying to use this public announcement that was made. It's out there, it's not private, to say that this is not okay. And I'm a little all over the place, I know, but you know what? That's just going to have to be how it is, because I do get really passionate when it's anything to do with our children, and especially when it has to do with something that is completely inappropriate and foul with our children, because it's not spoken about enough. I will post a picture maybe I won't, because I'm going to look up and see if he was actually charged with something first. I don't want to put a jacket on someone unless, there's factual information. But I'm not going to post her picture for the simple fact that she is a minor. But like I said, explaining to you guys what she looks like, beautiful girl. Long brown hair, brown skin, black beanie, black hoodie, serious look on her face like most teenagers. So with that said, don't turn your attention away from the fact that the details are the details. People are trying to distract you from what actually happened with this young lady, the fact that she was missing, and say, oh, but look at her. She looks like she wanted it. She looks like she knew what she was doing. You know what? A lot of young girls and young boys look the part of something they're not. But I guarantee you, there's someone that's in their life or that has been in their life for most kids that have been through something that has taken advantage of that, and people have acted like they didn't notice because the kid looks older or looks knowledgeable or they should have known better. No, we should know better. We should hold ourselves accountable as adults. Not my daughter, not my family, but I do feel like it's my business as a mom, as a woman, and as someone who has a voice, and I'm going to use it. So with all of that said, I wish you guys a ton of love and blessings. Keep your kids safe. Keep yourself safe. Until next time, much love from Jen with Convicted Hearts.